Morning. Welcome on this wonderful, cool, crisp February morning. Unfortunately, it is April. Welcome back. Some of the lost are found. Doug, Barb, Beth, and Dennis. Wonderful to have you back and all the rest of you that kept coming. We're glad you're here as well. And if you're visiting with us here this morning, a special welcome to you, and we hope that your time with us here this morning is a blessing to you. I got a whole lineup here, and the list keeps growing. I'm going to start with Lorene, and then Heat, Liz, and Dennis.
It's not often I get to be first on the list. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm one of those people that when you're in the same surroundings day after day, you start to take things for granted. Well, this past week, we had the conductor and the accompanist from the County Classic Chorale here to check out the sanctuary and get a feel for how it would be for our upcoming concert. Well, when they arrived, the sun was shining through the windows, and the sanctuary was filled with this amber glow. The accompanist sat at the piano and started to play, and they both smiled at how the sanctuary just filled with sound. And they were thrilled to have a venue with such marvelous acoustics. They also played at the organ, and they commented how fortunate we are to have two wonderful and beautiful instruments. It made me take a look around the sanctuary and really appreciate what we have here at Harrow United. Well, there are 6 of us from our congregation that participate in the County Classic Chorale, and I think we are all in agreement that we would be thrilled and proud if this church was filled for our April 21st concert. Now, yes, we also have 2 other dates, but if you want tickets for the 21st, I do have them downstairs, and you can see the other members listed in the bulletin and ask for tickets. But please, help spread the word and encourage people to come to our church. And my second announcement this morning is an update on Reverend Dave Stedman. I had a text from his wife, Cheryl, this week, and they had just received a call from the doctor about his latest set of blood tests. The results showed an improvement from his previous tests, and they said his levels were now almost normal. Needless to say, they were celebrating, and they asked me to share this wonderful news with all of you.
Oh, okay. The Harrow Heat swim team is having our annual barbecue at Reynolds Ford until 4 p.m. today. Please come. What does that say? Right there.
Over?
Oh, over after church and have some lunch and support your local swim team. Woo-hoo.
Good morning. I forgot my list, so I'm going to wing this. First of all, the youth group is helping out with the Earth Day service in 2 weeks. So we have a little challenge for everybody. We're looking at plastic as kind of our theme that we're doing. So if you can, over the next few days, the next next week or so, collect all your plastic and just hold on to it. Whether it's recyclable or not, just put it all in a bag and just to see how much plastic you are now using over the course of a few days, a week, whatever you want to collect. And if you want to take a picture of that, you can email it to Lorene. She doesn't know I'm doing this to her. She's fine. Or my email is in the directory and the Huck News. And we'll take some pictures just to see how much plastic we are collecting as a congregation. And the other thing is the youth group. Yes, you. So next week, we're going to be meeting in the fellowship room to put the service together, okay? And I don't remember the third, but if I do, I'll pop up. Thanks.
I know I wasn't because I was downstairs prepping. So I just wanted to follow up Liz about plastics because I opened up my Observer this week, and their front page is about plastics. It's an awesome articles about what plastic is doing to our environment. And I turned to this page that said, these are 6 things you may not have known contain elements of plastic that break down in the environment, get into our... I'm sorry. Okay.
Read your observer. No, I'm going to tell, no, this is important because these are 6 things you might not know that are plastic. So you need to put this in your plastic bag. Tea bags have I know, it made me very sad because I'm a major tea drinker. Tea bags have elements that keep them from decomposing in water and don't always don't compose 100%. Fleece. If you have anything that's fleece, never decomposes. What else do I use? Wet ones. Like if you have those wet ones, like baby wet ones, those decompose. Those are my top 3 that made me sad because I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to stop using that. But anyways, if you read your observer, they give you ideas of things that are also plastics. And I think that's awesome. That's going to be our focus. Anyways, I'm here to talk about hospice. So today is our hospice workshop. It is downstairs after church. So you'll notice after coffee hour is on the usual side. On the far side of the church, we're set up for a little lunch and learn, and that's just for people going to the workshop. And it starts at noon, and you can help yourself to soup and sandwiches and cookies, coffee, tea. And then we have our speaker from hospice, which is Joe Perry. He's one of the directors at hospice coming to speak, as well as our community member, Al Hamill, who's also coming to share his experience of hospice when his son Chris passed away in their Windsor residence. So you are welcome to join, even if you haven't registered at the office. It should be a really interesting, informative time, and I hope that you will consider joining us downstairs.
It's good to be back from Florida. I already forgot where I was. And I had a lovely visit yesterday morning with Roberta McLean. Roberta was saying she just loves, she misses church, but she loves getting the DVDs. And but she had the one and only good copy of the DVDs. And she says, but it's so nice to see the people that are there. And so if we have one more this week, Roberta, good morning. We all miss you not having you here as well as you miss not being here. But anyway, and that was what I wanted to mention. We have had a lot of compliments over the last few years about the technology that we use in our building. And it's great. But behind the scenes, it's not so great. And what has happened is if we make about 200 copies of DVDs a year. We've been doing this for 10 years. That's 2,000 copies. Machines get old and tired, and I think that's what happened during the March break. I was getting calls from Scott saying that, we can't make copies. But we always got one copy out of it. So we're hoping we can get that one copy today, and it'll be broadcast. Having said that, I got the copy yesterday afternoon, which was the Easter service, and I posted many snippets. I think 6 different segments of the service is now on the internet, which is great for many of us, but it doesn't help Roberta. So and that's our problem. We got to find a way to reach the shut-ins, and we can't buy them all laptop computers. So just let you know, that's what we're doing, and we'll continue to work to a solution. But right now, we have a problem that doesn't affect what goes on in the sanctuary. Thank you.
I remembered, it takes a while, but the brain does work. For the food bank, Loblaws is having the $25 voucher. They're sending everyone who registers for the bread price fixing scandal they had. So if people want to go online under Loblaws Bread and register, you get a $25 gift certificate sent to you. And what we're encouraging is you activate it and then just put it in the basket, and I'll take it to the food bank. So if anybody wants to register for those and donate it, you're more than welcome, and the food bank can use those. Do you know what I mean, Barb? You look confused. Okay.
Just to highlight a couple of things in the bulletin, the community luncheons are, ongoing until the end of April. If you haven't been able to get out, those are on Thursday at 11:30, when members of all the local congregations gather for a nice warm lunch. The highlights of the board meeting are on the second last page. This afternoon, if you're not going to the hospice lunch and learn, you can head down to Olinda Ruthven. They're having their annual Spring Fling comedy show and variety show in support of Guestwood Camp. And then also there's a whole list of the upcoming services right up to the end of June in terms of who is speaking and who's in charge of the service. And you can mark right now, June 24th, we'll be at the park that day as well. Any other announcements? Let us prepare for worship.